Alright, what's up, y'all? We back again for another podcast set. Let's just get prepared. Alright, so the first thing we do when we hop on the charts is we check the red news for the day. Same process, same thing as always. So we have a lot of red news. We have some at 8:30, some at 8:40, it's 8:47. Got my boy Powell speaking. Hope y'all enjoyed when he was speaking. Um, Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at my accounts real quick. These are my accounts right here. Following the process, and there's one more right here. Following the process. That's all it is. There we go. So let's quickly see what's going on in the markets to see if there's anything worth trading. One more thing. Just remembered my uh, I don't know why trading will be tripping sometimes. Uh, what are you talking about? I don't have five indicators on my chart. I, this is being weird. So let me try it like this. Um, I like that. There you go. There you go. All right. So the first thing we do is we look at the not the first thing, but this is the next thing is we look at the markets because we already we looked at Forex Factory. There was some news at 8:30, 8:40, and we looked over the accounts. Now it's time to look over some markets to see if there's anything worth trading. So we're gonna start with USD CAD. I'm gonna start off with the higher time frame. If I zoom out, I can see some bullish structure recently We started to make a move higher on the daily. Let me see what the 5 hour is talking about. So yeah, ended up flushing. We came up, paused. Ended up reflushing, came up, paused. Okay, they may be something worth trading to the bullish side. Let's see what's going on. Let's delete all this right here. Get some clarity in my charts. Okay, came up, we paused, came up, paused. Um, what I think, what I think, USD CAD could do is I'll wait for like a pause, which is the candle that prints before taking out the previous candle's high. Before looking at a 5 minute time frame for entry. So I do think USD CAD still looks good for potential opportunities. Um, Meta, I'm not gonna trade until like potentially after the at like at 9:30 potentially. But me looking at this, it's not ready as of yet, but it could set something up. All I needed to do is pop above here, pause, and I can go on a lower time frame to look for confirmations in that area. So right now, nothing looks clear from Meta. It's all a waiting game. I don't really be trading QQQ, but I could put it in green because it's the same thing I'm expecting from Meta. I could just mark it in green just in case nothing else sets up. I can go to that market and just see if it wants to look clear. Bitcoin, let me see what Bitcoin talking about. Bitcoin overall, I've been bullish on this. Yeah, Bitcoin has been. It's almost there to the my target right here, the overall target. So Bitcoin is not ready for me to trade because if you're looking at the on context time frame, we're currently flushing, right? Which means the lower time frames, the 5 minutes, not showing much clarity. So instead, what I would do is I would wait for the 5 hour to start to make a bullish move up. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting overall bullish price action. So I'm gonna wait for that. By the time the 5 hour starts to make a move, the 30 minute will start to make a clear trend that I could potentially look to see what's going on. So I could put this in red. It's not gonna set up during the session or anything like that. US 30, let me see what's going on. Came up, paused, came up, paused. It's not ready for a lower time frame. It's the same thing that I'm waiting for Bitcoin. I just need a potential move up to like just start something a little bit. So it's not ready. Yeah, that's US 30 as well. Let me see what GBP USD is doing. So if I'm looking at GBP USD right here, we don't have any clarity right here. What I see here is, so first of all, I'm bullish on GBP USD, right? And what I see here is we have a bullish move getting started right here, bullish structure. However, if we look right here on this context time frame before I step down on my 5 minute, price came above the MAs, but it's like it's chopping through those MAs, which shows me that this is a stage one. Stage one is just simply sideways action. On the higher time frame, I don't want to be trading the stage one because I can get chopped out. Once pricing makes a clear bullish move and pauses against the MAs on a like a validation time frame when I'm looking for potential entries, then I could trade the stage one because of the area. But the higher time frame is showing me that it's an area not worth trading for a lower time frame. So if you can see this right here, this is just sideways action on the higher time frame. So what would I wait for? I'll wait for just a nice, a little bit of clearer move above the 1020. Pause in. This could be the beginning of the move. and I can potentially look for confirmations to see if it wants to go up higher or if it wants to continue filling and chop around. So notice one thing, I don't know whether a market will start a move. I just have to wait for that move to happen. That's it. I don't know if it's gonna happen today, tomorrow, but it's just the patience aspects of it. So I'm gonna put this in. I'll put this in red to the area that is in. USD JPY. So for a little bit, when this break happened with this bullish candle, I was looking for buys for a little bit because I felt like price was gonna continue higher. But the story of the market right now is these three bearish candles is showing me something else a little bit right now, right? Because on the daily now, because we have to keep in mind we're still printing the bearish legs. I started looking for buys because I thought this was going to be the start of a bullish trend, especially since I trade a lower time frame. It made sense. Everything was lining up. But this break looks like it could be for the purpose of breaking lower, especially if it starts to break through these MAs, this 50 right here, this 10 and 20. If it starts to re-break down, then that would definitely show me price wants to go lower. I would probably wait for that to happen on the daily time frame because either way, on my context time frame, it's showing me bullish price action right here. There's a clash of time frames. So simply what I would do is I would just ignore this market and not trade it until something looks a little bit more clear. You have to learn to walk away from a market when it doesn't make sense to you. There's other markets that could make sense and might be clear to you. So let me look. Your USD probably has the same it probably has the same what's it called, kind of story GBP USD has because they move similar. So if you see it, you could probably guess what I'm about to say. Euro USD is not ready for me to trade because we're flushing. I just want to move to start. See, same story, same story. So if I go to gold, let's see if gold is doing. Gold is still not ready for me to trade. I stopped trading gold when the initial breaks down happened. I stopped trading gold at. Let me show y'all when I start trading gold. I stopped trading gold at these points specifically right here, and then I started to watch it when at these points again. And then I stopped watching gold at these points, and now I'm just waiting until something looks clear. You gotta know when to watch price. So that's not clear for me. Starbucks, not clear, not clear. So specifically for a lower time frame, I could tell that none of these are looking clear. Yeah, none of these are actually looking clear for a lower time frame trade. So simply what I would do is, let's see, USD CAD. I think this says something up. Price looks like it's trying to reflush downwards here. Go back on this daily. Yeah, I'm gonna just observe it. USD CAD looks the best out of all of them. Just re-looking over the green ones to see what I'm expecting. Funny enough, QQQ is the one that looks like it could potentially set up something. Yeah, let me see where QQQ is at. How could it set up something? No, I was tripping. It doesn't look like it gets set up something. I was looking at it from a wrong time frame perspective for entry. Yeah, yeah, we look like we're about to reflush down. I wanted it to stop by that 20, but it looks like it's gonna just reflush. At that point, if price reflushes, what I will want to see is price to just make another move out of this area and pause. Yeah, nothing to do. Oh, really awaiting. Just looking to see. Trying to see if I could trade something on my challenge. Feel like this is too early to try to trade this for like a 1 minute or something. Even though it's like at an area where it would could set up, even moving sideways. The reason why is because context time frame for 1 minute. Yeah, we just started like a move. We started accumulation. I mean, I could wait for it to like really establish even more. Hmm. Actually, it's not even really too bad. Let me see. Honestly, I would wait for like if I was to trade a challenge on a lower time frame, I would probably wait for a little bit more movement. Maybe even price breaking this 50 would make me more comfortable. Okay, so let me see what's going on right now within the charts. So me looking at this, I just see chop. Price is looking choppy in this area. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong time frame. I thought something else happened. were holding up at 20. I thought we were gonna break it. Let's just see what the next 16 minutes hold. Can we hold it? Because then it will be low key be valid to look at the area because we're building a stage one. But let's just wait on for this 15 minutes. Hey, we got 10 minutes left. All right, so we have 4 minutes left, so let me just check what's going on. Yeah, I see an opportunity here, potential. It's moving sideways overall. Yeah, I'll set something up above this high. MAs are moving sideways. It's starting to rise a bit, but overall it is moving sideways. Okay, let me just get it prepared. I think it ended up taking out the high. Yeah, it took out that high, so I didn't get no trades here. Prices looks like it just wants to push out like crazy to the highs. Even better if we like get it, like build something here where it starts to set up like here. That would be good. But I'm gonna just watch price action in this area. This is the stage one that I see. Okay, let me see what it's doing in this area. Is it gonna take out the high? Because we ended up pausing. See, so we're gonna see if it takes out the high immediately, or if it wants to potentially level out. I think this would be like a good entry if I took a trade right here because overall the MAs are moving sideways if you count with this high as well. So I would actually be happy to set something up because of the overall movement. right here because this is an overall stage one happening. I'm gonna take out that high though, like that, and set get everything prepared, just like that. We take out the yeah, okay. All right, so price just moved without me in that area. So it was not, I didn't get to place the order because I was waiting for price to pause. So it is what it is. All I gotta do is just wait again. So what am I waiting for? Just the same process, same repetitive, boring process right here. So we have flush paused once, twice. So we could see a another move up in a pause. Let me just let me just show y'all real quick. So we got the move starting, pause, simple like that. In the meantime, let me see what these other markets are doing. Meta is starting to make a move. That's really cool. QQQ struggling to make a move, but it's trying to make a move. Let me just look at the other markets real quick so I can just see what's going on. Okay, so yeah, not much. But yeah, I'm gonna take a look at this right here. So for Meta specifically, since price is starting to make that move, it's just that pause that I talked about in the beginning of the stream that I'm waiting for. Same thing with here. So that's gonna take probably like a good hour before we even see something. Potentially. See what's going on. Nothing much has happened. Just periodically just check in to see if there's like some type of movement that I'm interested in. Yeah, this specific area, like to me, I wouldn't want it to pause back in this area because it looks like it can just fail. It looks weak. I just want a little bit of momentum up here. I'm trying to see if this is the beginning of some move. What we could also do as well for more confirmation. So you see how this daily right here, yeah, where you have this bullish structure right here. We have more short-term bearish right here. But let's look at this bullish structure right here. We're anticipating this to actually be the low, right? To continue higher from new trends. We need a lot of confirmation because the area that we're entering, the reason why I feel like price is getting a little bit weird in this area is because of how price is moving, right? If we let me get my back up. We look at the area right here, right? Price came up impulsively, paused, moved, came up, moved like that. All the examples of when price paused and moved. This area right here, yeah, we came up impulsively, but it should have continued right here. Instead, we failed right here, and now we're just being weak at this area, like it wants to fail. So I think what's happening is having a little bit of resistance near that daily area. Why is it having a little bit of resistance at that daily area? Because you got to understand that EMAs also act as like support and resistance areas as well. That's why you're going to see sometimes price bounces through them. It's going to break through them, reject off of them as well, just like support, regular support and resistance area. So right here, what I'm thinking is prices have a resistance near that 50 EMA at that daily. So what would be a better scenario for me to do? Because I have to understand I'm on the lower time frame. If I'm Yeah, everything is setting up, but me waiting on a 5 minute, right? We gotta understand how weak the 5 minute time frame is. So if I wait for the 5 minute, possibly the daily is stronger, so it could push price back down short term. Why? Because we had this short term bearish price action. Broke down, we broke up, we broke down, and it's potentially breaking up, and we might actually break down as well. So I feel like there's a little bit of clash in my analysis on whether this wants to be a short term bearish price action or continue this longer term trend. So what I would do instead, let me delete my analysis. I'm actually changing my bias on this. I would wait for if price can close above here. This is a daily time frame. I understand that, but if we can close above that 50, that will give me a lot more confidence that price wants to continue based on what is already happening on here. It's gonna show me more of a move. So that's what I would do. I would just put this in red for now, and I could potentially just keep on watching Meta and QQQ. I'll just trade those for my Darwinex accounts. Um, I'll count Darwinex only because like I'm also working to build a track record from it and getting some extra capital to trade alongside with these funded accounts. So that's a good thing I can do for the stream as well, especially since it doesn't have a max drawdown. Um, yeah, nothing for me to do though. Not much movement. It's just about the waiting part. Let me just flip through what's happening right now. So this probably closes at 10. What I'm basically doing now is just seeing if there's an opportunity for like a high time frame trade for a challenge. That's actually funny. I do see something that could potentially happen for a challenge on the higher time frame. This would take a really long time to play out, though. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was thinking about entering a daily trade, but it wouldn't make sense to enter a daily trade right here, especially since it's gonna take longer to play out. So I need a couple of time frames to see if it's worth trading. So the validation time frame looks nice in terms of structure, pausing under 10 and 20. So it's at 10. So, but the problem is my highest time frame to establish the context would probably be a 2 month. And the 2 month is showing just lower price action is at the 50 as well. So it wouldn't be wise for me to take like a swing trade on GBPUSD because it's most likely not gonna even run for that long. So this is how I determine which time frame to really um go in on. Even though this looks like a great setup. So if you can see what I was seeing here before was this impulse, this pause right here, which closes in the next 7 hours to potentially like put a buy stop above. But yeah, I wouldn't personally enter it for a swing. Yeah, yeah, nothing is ready for like a high time frame trade swing or these challenges. So it's all more of a waiting game. You honestly see why I don't want to trade yet for the lower time frames on Meta. Look at this choppy. I mean, you could call it stage one, but it's just not ready for me. It's not in the area. Like in order for me to enter during the stage one, it has to be at an area that price is most likely to actually make a move from. And since we're not in the actual area to make a potential move from it, it doesn't make sense for me to enter this stage one right here. So it's just about knowing when to enter, when to stay out, certain things like that. void right now, but that's what trading is. If we're looking at the back test trade that I took right here, because I'm bored, let's just talk about it and stuff like that. Because these things work on all time frames. It was like a 15-minute entry for a back test. Like I saw price came close to the 50, came up, made some on stage one, came up, paused, entry wick right here, and then for the back test, price has stopped right here, so I didn't know what's I couldn't add it into my back test journal until price actually played out on this day. So it actually played out exactly how I was expecting it because of the angle price was moving at. It looked like it was right here. It looked like it just wanted to flush out. So I drew it exactly like this, like flush out, and then a continuation higher. Then I ended up doing that. So just showing y'all like this management style works with any time frames. And then I ended up closing. I ended up closing. Let me see. Oh shoot, right here. I inputted the wrong data into that trade. I ended up closing right because when price breaks to 10, there we go. Yeah, that I put the wrong thing because I was looking at a 1 hour by accident when I was adding it in my journal. And my computer just froze right now. What the hell? Okay, let me see. I'm on computer. On. So, here we go. Come on. It was 8-6 by accident. Okay. But yeah, that's how I would basically manage the actual winner that ends up delivering. Like I said multiple times, most of my winners, if they want to deliver, they're going to basically just run and not hit me out at break even before making like a run most of the times. But other times, I'm gonna take a lot of break evens, but in the long run, it saves me a lot of money because those on trades would have been losses either way. So my whole goal is to sustain a high break even rate, which limits my loss rate, and yeah, having the occasional those winners like really does go crazy. Like this area, like is a harder area to wait for because it's like it's in a stage one, so price can pop out at any area because you got to look at this as consolidation. It's consolidating right here, and usually consolidation it can take however long it wants. when it's not trending. So I don't know when this breakout may happen. For that pause I'm waiting for, it can happen at any time. I don't know if it's gonna happen in the session. All I can really do is just be patient for it and just analyze the candles and the time it is. Mm. And price is trying to do something, but we still gotta wait about like an hour to see. gonna quickly look at the other market real quick. Okay, we're still not doing anything in this area. All right, so let me talk about what's going on right here. So nothing much. I just see stage one sideways action. There's just nothing for me to do as of right now. Practically 10:30 right now. Honestly, I don't think it's worth staying on the chart because I feel like it's a 50-50 of actually setting up because of the time it is right now. So if we were to assume a move may happen, so we have this candle, a candle that pushes up by 11, and then we have another candle that pauses 11:30. Typically, I would stay on the chart for this action, but it's the fact that price has already started. Price is in that flush state. I talked about this before, where using that flush, price may just it can consolidate for however long, even drop off before even making this move. Now, let's just say price has already started the momentum, right? If price was right here in this area, right, and it ended up setting up, then I'll be happy to wait on the charts because the momentum is there. It's possible for price to actually, you know, continue the momentum because it's already started it. But it's the fact that there's no momentum, it's just sideways in this area. So it's just about waiting for it. So what I'm gonna do is actually hop off the charts because I don't see any momentum. If there's happens to just be because anything's possible if there just happens to be momentum that presents itself like 11:30, then I'll just hop back on. But for now, if you don't see me hop back on, you just know that price was still in this area. Let me look at Meta real quick to see. Yeah, Meta definitely the same thought process. I'm gonna just relook at everything before I leave the charts to make sure I didn't miss anything. Just relooking over everything. Bitcoin, no. USD CAD, no. I said I wanted to wait for that daily right here. Yeah, it's yeah. I just wanted to wait for that daily. US 30. Just relooking over everything right here. Just not moving. Nice right now. I'm just relooking over everything. Haven't started anything. This is what I was talking about. Like example right here. Like say this was your validation time frame. You just notice how it just. I mean these are 5 hours. So never mind on that thought process. USD JPY. I'm expecting bearish price action because this changed the story. But there's just nothing to do because I will wait for price to just reclaim that 20. Euro USD not ready. I know gold wasn't ready yet. So yeah, none for me to like do. I just re-looked over everything. You can just honestly see how nothing is ready.